Hello, this is Mrs. Laffey, and this is Unit 7, Lesson 9. We're going to be talking about solutions of inequalities, thinking about the solutions to these inequalities, determining if a particular number is a solution to an inequality, explaining what it means for a number to be a solution to an inequality, and being able to graph the solution to an inequality on a number line. So let's look at 9.1. I'm going to go over to my pages that I printed out. You can follow along on the website, or you can print out pages and follow along with me. These are the student-facing task statements, which would also be your book if you had one, but you don't. Okay, so 9.1. The number line shows several points, each labeled with a letter. Fill in each blank with a letter so that the inequality statements are true. Okay, so we're looking at what is greater than what. So I can say F E, and really F is greater than any of these, so any of that would be true as long as number is, the first point is to the right of the second point. All right, and number 2, Jada says that she found 3 different ways to complete the first question correctly. Do you think this is possible? Well, we just said that. So you could say B is greater than gray. I'm sorry, B is greater than A, B is greater than A, D is greater than A, and there are even more than that. So yes, this is, Jada is correct. And then when it says explain your reasoning, you should show some examples. So we can do B is greater than A. You could say C is greater than B, and D is greater than C. Anything you put there that is to the right of the second number. Meaning like A is to the right, to the left of the first number, I'm sorry. Or saying it the other way, the first number is to the right of the second number. Okay, so number 3 says list a possible value for each letter on the number line based on its location. So if this is 0, let's see, just to make it look more evenly here. I would say if this is 0, this could be 1, and this could be -1. This would be like negative, if this is 4, 2, like negative 0.4 maybe. And then this could be, it's a little -2, -3. And this is not quite as wide as that. So that might be, if this is 2, this could be 0.8, something, 1.8 on the number line. Something like that. I forgot to do this one. So something is less than something would be, you could say E is less than F. All right, number 3, list, that's what we did here. So you can just put an arrow there. For 9.2, it says Priya finds these height requirements for some of the rides at the amusement park. To ride the high bounce, you must be between 55 and 72 inches tall, etc. So write an inequality for each of the 3 height requirements. Use H for the unknown height, then represent each height requirement on the number line. So you have to be between 55 and 72. So if we were going to count by fives, let's say 65, 70, 75. 72 would be about here, and it's going to be open because it's not including 72, and here is going to be open on 55, and then a line in between those. So that means between 55 and 72. So your inequality could be the height is greater than 55 and height is less than 72. All right, for the climathon, I guess it could be included if you wanted to in this way it is greater than 55 and less than 72. But if you wanted to include it, then you would have to do the solid lines like that. And it would be H is greater than or equal to 55. And then on the other way, it would be H is less than or equal to 72. So either one of those could be correct for that. On the climathon, it says under 60 inches tall, so that is not including 60. So let's say 50, 60, 70, and we're going to say less than 60. So it's going to be an open circle and your arrow going to the left. So plotting these points on the number line is what they're talking about when they say graphing. So just to make that clear, it's not always going to look like a graph, like a bar graph or a line graph or a dot graph. All right. The twirl coaster says 58 inches minimum. So that is equal to, so let's start with 50, 51. Okay, so equal to or greater than. So greater than or equal to 58, and then it's going to go that way. So the height is greater than or equal to 58. Okay, we've been doing these for quite a while in your spiral math, so you should be pretty comfortable with that. Okay, number 5. I'm sorry, number 2. Line point to number 2. Han's cousin is 55 inches tall. Han doesn't think she is tall enough to ride the high bounce, but Kieran believes that she is tall enough. Do you agree with Han or Kieran? Be prepared to explain your reasoning. All right, so the high bounce is this one. So it says between 55 and 72. So it depends how you interpret that, really, because it could go either way. So as long as you justify your answer here, because I would say it depends if you're looking at it as greater than or equal to 55, or if you're saying greater than 55, then she would have to be between 56 and 71, or 55.5 to 71.9 or whatever. So this, I'm going to say his cousin is tall enough because it is, the height is greater than or equal to 55 and the height is less than or equal to 72, and she fits in that category. Okay. All right, number 3. Priya can ride the climathon, but she cannot ride the high bounce or the tour coaster. Which, if any of the following, could be Priya's height? Be prepared to explain. So she can ride the climathon, but she cannot ride this one or this one. So that is under 60 inches. So could she be 59 inches? No, because she would be able to ride this if she was 59 inches. Could she be 53 inches? Yes. Or could she be 56 inches? No. So it's 53. All right. Jada is 56 inches tall. Which rides can she go on? I have to keep going back and forth. So she's 56. She can go on the high bounce. She can go on the climathon, but she cannot go on the twirl coaster. So let's put that on here. She can go on the high bounce or climathon. If Kieran is 60 inches tall, which rides can he go on? He can go on. So he is 60. He can go on the high bounce. And the twirl coaster. And he cannot go on the climathon because you have to be under 60, and he is 60. Okay, and then number 6, the inequalities h is less than 75 and h is greater than 64 represent the height restriction in inches of another ride. Write 3 values that are solution to both of these inequalities. So let's just, so between 75 and 64. So anything between these two. So it could be, oh, let's write it this way. You have to be less than 75 and greater than 64. So it could be anything in between. So 65, 66, 67, or any numbers in between those two. Okay, the 9.3 is a group game, so we're not going to be doing that. You just need to do the cool down for this section and the practice problems. I would do the practice problems first to kind of practice, then do your cool down and turn that in Google Classroom. Then tomorrow you can correct your practice problems with the video that shows the answers to those. And that's it for lesson 9.